Hello and welcome to part 2 of this video. The first part, if you haven't already seen it, go and have a look. I talk about all the sorts of things I look for when I'm staying in a hotel, and also why I stay in so many hotels. A lot of the features that I was looking at in that video are in this room. This is also the second time I have been in this particular location within the past week. So welcome to the Hilton in Reading. Hi, it's Craig. Welcome back to Craigslife and welcome to the Hilton in Reading. Apologies, I'm a little bit croaky today. Been doing a lot of talking, a lot of working, and my voice is kind of giving way a little bit. As I said, this is the second part of the video. Sharp-eyed ones amongst you will notice I've also had my haircut. First time had a proper haircut for nearly 18 months. So, this is also the second hotel that I've been in this area within the past 2 weeks. Last week, you may have seen the previous video for I was in the Crowne Plaza here in Reading, and if you want to know more about that, then go and check out that video. So today is the 14th of June 2021. I'm in this particular hotel for 4 nights, and this has cost me £80 a night. Now the Crowne Plaza I was in last week cost me £83 a night. I also looked on my same booking site and that same hotel would have been £88 a night. You may remember, if you did see that video, I said I wasn't going to stay there again because I didn't think it was worth the money, and it was well below par that I would have expected for the Crowne Plaza. So is the Hilton any better? Going to start out with some of the amenities that we have just as we walk in. We have a nice big double wardrobe here with a decent amount of hanging space, and actually at last a lot of hangers. We have the usual iron and ironing board, and we also have the hairdryer just here in a bag. I mean, a lot of people who use air dryers probably bring their own anyway. We've got a couple of shelves here, and of course we do have a safe here as well, which is big enough to put my laptop in. So as far as the amenities are concerned, this is all looking really good. I actually arrived last night, so I've had a chance to spend the night here in the hotel. So I've already nested and made myself comfortable. So I don't know if you can see properly behind me, but you might see my extension lead, which is dragging across the floor behind me. Extension lead, you're probably already thinking, guess there isn't a power socket next to the bed. Correct. But here we have a nice good desk space. You'll also notice as well, because I'm nesting, I've brought my own fan with me. In this cupboard here we have the usual tea coffee making facilities, complete with a bottle opener / corkscrew here as well, should I need it. And what we also have in this one as well is a mini fridge, which is really good because it's nice and warm outside, and it saves me having to bring my own. So this time of year when it's really hot, mini fridge is always a bonus. Now you'll probably notice the TV changing next to me. This is actually an Amazon Fire Stick that I've got plugged in here. So this is a smart TV. So you may remember when I was in the Crowne Plaza, the TV was locked down to hotel TV, so I could only really watch what was coming through the TV. But with this one, because I can change the input select to the HDMI, I could plug my laptop in. As I say, I know people who you take their games consoles with them, so they could plug those in, or I can plug my Fire Stick in there. And it's a nice good size screen. It's a good 42 inch, and it's directly opposite the bed, so TV viewing is absolutely fantastic. Let's have a little look in the bathroom. The bathroom in here is actually really rather small, but it doesn't really matter because it's quite modern and it's in quite a good state of repair as well. We have the usual toiletries here. If you watch my previous video, I explain if I ever use these toiletries, and we've got a nice big mirror. The middle part of the mirror is a complete demist, so when you jump out of the shower and everything's steamed up, at least you can see into the mirror, which is a fantastic idea. Behind me I have a shower over the bath. What I do like about this particular one, it's a shower screen, a glass shower screen, so none of the horrible curtains. And when I actually got in and had a look around the hotel room yesterday, this was absolutely immaculate. There was no watermarks on it or anything, which is a good sign that it's been properly and well and thoroughly cleaned. So as far as the bathroom is concerned, nothing fancy. You've probably guessed I'm actually sitting on the toilet. I have actually got my trousers on though. Of course, I'm not actually doing my business while talking to you, but it is a pretty good bathroom, so I can't really complain about that. Let's have a look at the rest of the main room. A nice comfy bed, as I've said in my previous video, is actually the most important thing when you check it into a hotel, because you come, you bed down, and you need to make sure you get a good night's sleep. This has got a nice, decent thickness of duvet. Even though it's warm outside, it's not too thick. I have pushed it right back, and because I have my fan on, I stay relatively cool. We've got some really nice, really comfortable pillows here. So if you saw my review of the Crowne Plaza where I was last week, I was complaining that the pillows were really, really lumpy, and out of the 4 there wasn't a decent one amongst them. These are very nice. I also mentioned earlier, you may have noticed, that I had my extension cord dragging across the floor because there's no plug sockets at the side of the bed. At the nightstand on the other side, on here, there are 3 USB ports. So what I did, I thought, oh fine, doesn't matter if my phone's on that side, doesn't matter. So I just unplugged the USB plug from the plug, plugged my phone in, and even though this was about 40%, it was going to take 3.5 hours to charge this fully, whereas I plugged it straight into the mains, it would take about 40 minutes. So those are no way fast charges, they're ridiculously slow charge, which is as good as useless. So I've had to use my extension lead, which is a little bit disappointing, but it's not the end of the world. Now I'm just going to mull over this room and have a think about what kind of score I'm going to give it. So here I am next to the bed. We have a relatively comfy chair here, a table. There were some bottles of water. There's only one there because the still is actually in the fridge. I don't like sparkling water, hence why that's gone, why that's still there and the still's gone. Ice bucket as well. Obviously it's been used for a while. It has to say it is a little bit dusty, but you know, it's on there, so the contents are nice and clean. The only thing is if there's 2 of you in this room, there's only 1 chair. So, you know, it's one of you's going to have to sit on the bed or on the desk chair, and one of you gets the comfy chair. So now I have to think about what score am I going to give this hotel. It is certainly better value for money than the Crowne Plaza in Reading where I stayed last week, which if you look back at my previous review you will see. It is also certainly a lot quieter. I asked for a quieter room. There is a dual carriageway directly opposite. The view out of here, I haven't really got a view, but I'm not bothered about that. I asked for a quiet room and I can't hear a peep. It is lovely and quiet. This particular room, because this is a fairly modern hotel, has got very good Wi-Fi. It's also got the built-in AC and heating system, which isn't really working because I wanted to cool the room down yesterday, and even though I had that switched on, it just wasn't working. So that's generally why I'm not really much of a fan of those anyway, and why I usually bring my own fan. Now to think about giving this a score. If you saw my previous video, I was sat actually here in this chair talking about some of the things I look for when I'm going away on business and when I'm looking for a hotel. These are personal views. Your views may differ. It depends whether you're a leisure traveller, whether you're travelling with a family, whether you are a business traveller such as myself. You may have different requirements, but for me, these are my requirements and some of the things that I look for. So for me, for this particular room, 1 being the worst, 5 being the best, I'm going to give this a resounding 5 because it deserves it. The facilities are here. It is beautifully clean. Some of the hotels I've been to have got rough edges around. You're always going to find that. You're going to get wear and tear, but this is in a very, very nice state of repair. The parking is directly underneath the hotel and it is free, which for me as a business traveller is also quite important as well, depending on where it is I'm going. So here we go. This is the Hilton in Reading, which I say has cost me £80 for the night for 4 nights, which in comparison to the one I was in last week is far, far, far better value. The other thing to bear in mind when you're checking into hotels like this is a standard room sufficient, or is it worth going for an executive room? Well, what would I get extra in an executive room if I paid the difference? Maybe a king size bed as opposed to a standard double. Maybe a bathrobe and some slippers, and I could be paying an extra £20 a night. And if you're on your own, does that really make any difference? It may be I have more bottles of water, or a better choice of tea and coffee, or better toiletries, but if you're using your own, what difference does it make? So when you look at these things, is it really worth paying the extra for the executive rooms? And as I found in some cases, no, it's not. But I'm quite happy with this room, which is why I'm quite happy to give this one a 5. So if you're ever down in this area, there's 2 hotels in the same area I've reviewed. Have a little look at them, see what you think. Naturally, of course, other hotels are available. I make it sound like I'm advertising for these hotels, but I'm not. Other hotels are available. It depends what your requirements are. But hey ho, that's it for this video. Please join me again. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will leave the link for this hotel down in the description below. In the meantime, thanks very much for watching. Look forward to seeing you again right here on Craigslife. Bye!